So once again, students, this is your next question of electric field from the book S.C. Verma, and in this question we have a circular wire loop of radius small a carries a total charge capital Q distributed uniformly over its length. A small length dl of the wire is cut off. Find the electric field at the center due to the remaining wire. So what is the basic logic of this question? The logic of this question is this, that if we have a circular loop and the loop is of wire, and when we uniformly distribute some amount of charge over it, then it will uniformly distributed over its surface. And if we find the electric field at the center, then you can say that due to the uniform distribution of the charge over the entire surface, the electric field will become zero. How? Because if we divide this circular loop in quadratic system, we can say then center will become as 0, 0. Then if we cut some element here or here or here or here, means at any part, then if we cut an element, let's suppose in first quadrant, then the electric field will be like this way in this direction. If we cut element here, then the direction will be like this way. If we cut the element here, then the direction will be like this way. If we cut the element here, then the direction will be like this way. So this portion and this portion is opposite to each other according to the direction of electric field. So it will cancel out to each other. Similarly, these two will be cancelled out to each other. So the electric field at the center will become 0. That's why it is called in this question that a small length dl of the wire is cut off. So when we cut off some length of wire from this loop, then we have a new diagram like this way. You can see here, let's suppose this is the small element and this is the center O. Some charge is on this small element of length dl. This is the length dl. Now the complete loop has electric field 0 at its center, but now when we have only one piece which is cut off, then it have some electric field at the center. So how we will find the value of electric field? The concept is so simple. The concept is we have to apply formula of electric field, and that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r square. So here, because the element is small, so charge will be small. So in place of charge we have to take dq, or we can say the small charge of the small element. Now what is r? R is the distance from the charge to center, and this is the charge, this is the center. So distance will be none other but it will be the radius. So radius of the loop is given as a. So in place of r we have a. So a square. Now if we anyhow we calculate the value of dq, then we get the answer. So how we will get the value of dq? Because the entire loop means entire circumference, and entire circumference means 2 pi a. 2 pi a length occupies charge q. It means per unit length will have charge q upon 2 pi a. So if we have a small length dl, then the charge will be q upon 2 pi a into dl. So this will be the value of small charge, and when we put the value here, this will be small electric field due to small charge. So the small electric field due to this small element dE will be 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and dq is what? dq is q upon 2 pi a into dl, and this is upon a square, so 1 upon a square. So this will be the electric field due to this element. So I hope this question is clear to all of you. Now we will discuss the next question. So here is your next question, and next question is saying or stating that a particle of mass 1 gram and charge 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 4 coulomb is released from rest in an electric field of 1.2 into 10 to the power 4 Newton Coulomb inverse. And the first part of this question is find the electric force and the force of gravity acting on this particle. So how will we solve? Firstly, we have to draw the diagram. So let's suppose this is the electric field, and the electric field is directing like this way. This is the direction of electric field. Now a particle is released. So if we take particle like this way, it has charge, suppose q, and q is 2.5 into 10 power minus 4. This is the electric field E, and the particle is released like this way. So as soon as it comes in the region of electric field, then this electric field will apply a force on it, and we know that the electric field applies a force F equal Q into E. Here Q is what? Q is that charge or that body which is movable. So here this small q charge is moving, so it will be behave like a test charge. So when we put the value of q, it is 2.5 10 to the power minus 4, and the value of electric field, that is 1.2 into 10 to the power 4. So the F will be 3 Newton. So this force will be the electric force. Find the electric force. So we have calculated here the electric force and the force of gravity. So if we have to find the force of gravity, the force of gravity means weight. Force of gravity means weight. Weight will be equal to mg, and m is given as 1 gram. So 1 into 10 to the power minus 3, and g you can take as 9.8 or 10, whatever. Then we get 9.8 10 to the power minus 3 Newton. Now if we compare these two forces, this electric force that is 3 Newton, this force of gravity that is 9.8 10 to the power minus 3 is 0.0098. It means if we compare these two forces, then we can simply say that we can neglect the force of gravity in this question. Now we will discuss the second part of the question. So in B part, it is asked that how long will it take for the particle to travel a distance of 40 centimeter. So here how long will indicate the time, how much time will it take if it is released and travels a distance of 40 centimeter. Now question is this, we have distance and we have to find the time. So we have two formula, first is speed equal distance upon time, and second one is S equal ut plus half at square. To find the time, we have two formulas here. First is S equal d upon t, second is S equal ut plus half at square. So which one we have to use here? Because we know that whenever there is an electric field, then it applies a force, and whenever there is a force on any body, then the motion is called non-uniform motion. So when the motion is non-uniform, then we have to apply this equation. This equation is valid for only uniform motion. So here motion is non-uniform, so we have to apply this equation. Now according to question, it is released. Released means initial velocity is 0. So we have simple S equal half at square. Now how will we find acceleration? Because we have, according to first part, we have electric force, that is 3 Newton. We have gravitational force of gravity here, not gravitational force, force of gravity means weight. So force of gravity, that is 9.8 10 to power minus 3 Newton. Now according to this question, in this question it is given that we have to neglect the force of gravity. So if we have to neglect the force of gravity, then the acceleration is only due to the electric force. So here in place of F we can write ma, that will be 3 Newton. So acceleration will be 3 divided by mass, and mass is 1 gram, so 10 to power minus 3. So it will be 3 into 10 to power 3 meter second inverse 2. And this is the acceleration, and this is the equation. We can find the time. How? Just see here, S is given, that is 40 in centimeter, so 10 to power minus 2. S equal 1 upon 2, so it is 1 upon 2. A I have calculated as 3 into 10 to power 3, this one, and t square into t square. So simply we can solve the equation, and we get t equal 1.63 10 to power minus 2 second. So this is the second part of the question. Here it is assumed that the force of gravity is negligible. Now we will discuss the third part of it. In third part, we have to find the speed of the particle after traveling this distance, and this distance is 40 centimeter, as we have earlier solved the part 2. So in part C we have to find the final speed, because speed after traveling the distance. So how we can find the speed? Because we know the time. And what is the time? Time, as I have calculated here, that is 1.63 10 to power minus 2 second from part third. From part second, the time is from part second, and we know that the initial speed is 0 because it is released from rest, and we have to find the final speed v, that is question mark, and we know the acceleration, and acceleration we have calculated, that is 3 into 10 to power 3 meter second inverse 2. So according to these data what we have calculated earlier, we can simply find that v equal u plus at. If we apply this equation, then u 0, a this one, and t this one, and when we solve, then we get the answer as 49 meter per second. So this is the quite easy part of this question. Now we will discuss the fourth part of this question. This is the last part of the question, and in this part we have to find how much work is done by electric force by this time period. So we know the formula for work done, and the formula is W equal F dot D. So here simply we have F is electric force and D is the displacement. So in the question we have calculated the electric force as 3 Newton and the displacement is given in the question, and that is 40 centimeter. So this will be 120 10 to the power minus 2, or we can simply write 1.2 joule. So this is the last part of this question. I hope this question and each part is clear to all of you. Now we will come to the next question of electric field. Let's see next question. In this question and in the previous question there is one change. In the previous question it is mentioned in the question that the mass is 1 gram, and it is clear mention in that question that we have to neglect the force of gravity, means weight of the charge. But in this question the first part is we have to find the resultant force. As in the previous question we have calculated the two forces. First one is force of gravity, second one is electric force. Same pattern we have to follow here. Firstly we will find the force of gravity, that will be Fg, and Fg force of gravity means weight, so it will be mg, and mass is given in the question, that is 100 grams, so 10 to the power minus 3 kg into g as 9.8. So it can be written as 9.8 into 10 to the power minus 1, or you can written as 0.98 Newton. So this will be the force of gravity or weight due to which this charge will comes down. Now an electric field is there, so electric force on it, that will be simply QE, and Q is given in the question, that is 4.9 into 10 to the power minus 5, and A is also given in the question, that is 2 into 10 to the power 4. So it will be 9.8 into 10 to the power minus 1. So as usual 0.98 Newton. Now you can see both forces are equal, so we cannot neglect the force of gravity in this question. That's why in the first part it is asked the resultant force. Now how we find the resultant force? If we talk about the direction of gravitational force, then the direction of gravity, the force of gravity, it will be downward. So we can draw the direction as Fg, the force of gravity, and the electric field is in this direction, the force will be in this direction like this way. So it will be the direction of electric force. Now the angle between these two vectors is 90 degree. So simply by using the concept of resultant we can find the net resultant or total force equal under root Fe square plus Fg square plus 2 Fe Fg cos 90. We know cos 90 is 0, so we put the value, that is F equal under root 0.98 square plus 0.98 square, and when we solve then we get F equal 1.4 Newton. So this is the first part of the question. Now we will discuss upon the second part. As you can see, what will be the path of the charge. So because there are two forces one is Fe and other is Fg. So the particle, this is, suppose particle is this one, Q or charge. So it will move when these two forces is simultaneously applied on this charge. It means the resultant of these two will define the path of this charge. So firstly we have to find out the direction of resultant of these two forces. How we can find? So simply, according to vector, we know that if the resultant, this be F, making an angle theta, suppose this, then tan theta equal perpendicular, that is Fg, upon base, that is Fe. So Fg and Fe both are equal in magnitude, so we will simply get 1. It means theta will be 45 degree. If theta is 45 degree, it means this charge will move in a straight line at an angle of 45 degree. So the path of the charge will be, so the path of the charge will be a straight line. So this is the second part of this question. I hope it is clear to all of you. This is the third part of this question. We have to find where will the ball be at the end of 2 seconds. We have already seen here that there are two forces. One is along the direction of electric field and one is downward, that is force of gravity. So we have two directional motion, or we can say the motion will be two dimensional. It will be in x axis as well as it will be in y axis. So we have to find where will be the ball at the end of 2 seconds. So we have to firstly find the displacement in x axis, then we will find the displacement in y axis, then we find the resultant. So let us start. So formula is S equal ut plus half at square. Now consider x axis. So this will be Sx, this will be Ux, this will be Ax. Now the initial speed in x axis, because it is released, so its initial speed in x axis as well as in y axis will be 0. So it will be 0 into t, and time is 2 seconds, plus half, and Ax, acceleration in x axis. We have calculated the acceleration in the previous section, so we can directly put the value of A, and the value of A is 0.8, and the time is 2 square. Similarly, we have to apply the formula for y axis. So Sy equal Uyt plus half Ayt square. Now in y axis, acceleration is acceleration due to gravity. So in place of Ay, we can simply write g, or acceleration due to gravity, and Uy is 0 because it is released. So we have Sy equal half 9.8 into 2 square. So if we have two displacements in x axis and in y axis, so we have, this is Sx and this is Sy. Let the resultant displacement is S. So S can be calculated as under root Sx square plus Sy square, and we have to put the value. of Sx and Sy here, and we can solve, and then we get the answer as 28 meter. So this is the last part of this question, and I hope this question is clear to all of you. Now we will discuss the next question based on electric field. This is the next question. The bob of simple pendulum has a mass of 40 gram and a positive charge of 4 into 10 power minus 6 coulomb. It makes 20 oscillations in 45 seconds. A vertical electric field pointing upward and of magnitude 2.5 into 10 power 4 Newton Coulomb inverse is switched on. How much time will it now take to complete 20 oscillations? Okay, so when electric field is not there, then the simple pendulum completed 20 oscillation in 45 seconds. So without electric field 20 oscillations can be completed in 45 seconds. So one oscillation will be completed in 45 upon 20 seconds. Now we know that the time to complete one oscillation is called time period. So it means the time period capital T of simple pendulum is 45 by 20 seconds. We know the formula for time period for simple pendulum, and the formula is T equal 2 pi under root L upon G. This formula we have derived in class 11th. So T equal 2 pi under root L upon G. Let's suppose this is equation first. Here time period is 45 by 20 seconds. Now with electric field, this is without electric field, this is with electric field. So when we switched on the electric field, then what will be changes in the process? Now see, according to diagram, the electric field is upward, so the force will be upward. This will be the direction of electric force, but the direction of force due to gravity will always towards the center of earth. So the force of gravity or Fg will be downward. It means there will be two acceleration. First acceleration AE due to electric field pointing upward, and second acceleration due to gravity means small g pointing towards the center of the earth. So these two acceleration are opposite to each other. It means the resultant acceleration will be activated now. So in place of acceleration, we have to place the resultant acceleration. So the formula will be T dash, suppose 2 pi under root L upon, now in place of G we have resultant acceleration, so it will be AE minus G, and this will be the equation number 2. Now divide equation 1 with 2. Equation 1 divided by 2 or 2 divided by 1, whatever you can do, and we have capital T as 45 by 20. We have small g, that is 9.8. We can find out AE by using the formula FE equal QE and F equal MA. How? We will discuss at T upon T dash equal under root AE minus G upon G. Now we have to find the value of AE. So we have Fe equal QE and Fe equal m into Ae, that is QE. So Ae equal QE upon m. Now Q is given in the question. Q is 4 into 10 to power minus 6. E is given in the question, that is 2.5 into 10 to power 4 and divided by m. M is also given in the question, so that is 40 grams, so 10 to power minus 3. So Ae will be 2.5 meter second inverse 2. So Ae is 2.5 but G is 9.8. So we have to write here as T upon T dash equal under root G minus Ae upon G. Why we switch these two? Because acceleration is, if negative, then it explains the directions of the motion. So here by calculation we see that A is 2.5 and G is 9.8. So 9.8 is greater than 2.5. That's why we have written as A minus G is converted as G minus A to make the acceleration positive. Now place the values. We get T upon T dash equal under root 9.8 minus 2.5 divided by 9.8. We have capital T as 45 by 20, put the value and we get T dash as 2.598 second. Now we have to find out the time to complete 20 oscillation. So this is the time period, means the time to complete one oscillation. So the total time will be 20 times of the time periods, 2.598. So the total time will 51.96 second. So this is the final answer of this question, and I hope this question is clear to all of you. Now we will discuss the next question, and next question is here. This is the next question. A block of mass small m having a charge q is placed on a smooth horizontal table and is connected to a wall through an unstretched spring constant K as shown. A horizontal electric field capital E parallel to the spring is switched on. Find the amplitude of the resulting SHM of the block. So what is given in the question and what we have to find out? The diagram is shown in the question. This is the block which is connected with the spring, and when an electric field is switched on in this direction like this way, so due to this electric field an electric force will acted in this direction. So whatever is the direction of electric field, that is the direction of electric force. So an electric force will be directed as Fe in the direction of electric field, due to which a small displacement will be in the body. So if the small displacement is x, if we consider here, then the new situation will be like this way. This block will be switched at separation x, and the elongation in the spring will also be x. So this is the next question, and in this question a block M is connected with the spring. Now when the block is under an electric field which is parallel like this way, then the block will move slightly in a new position x. Let's suppose if the displacement in blocks is s, then a spring will also have a displacement, or we can say elongation, that will be x. Now the spring tries to regain its original configuration, and for this it will apply a restoring force which is called force of spring, and due to this force of spring, this block comes to back its original position, or we can say this is the equilibrium position of the block. So if the block is in equilibrium position, so these two forces must be equal to each other. So we have simply Fe equal F spring, and F is what? F is QE, so QE equal Kx, or we can say minus Kx. So it will be x equal QE by K in magnitude. So this is the amplitude in the resulting SHM of the block. So I hope this question is very easy for all of you. Now we will discuss the next question. In this question, a block is given to you, and when a horizontal electric field is applied, then it starts to move towards the wall. This is a wall which is at separation D from the block, and the block collides with the wall and comes back. Because here we have assumed that the collision is elastic, it means when it moves and collides, then it will comes back to the same position. It means it travels a separation D and then again travels a separation D to come back to its original position. So the motion in the block is due to the electric field. It means this electric field will apply the force on it. So the force due to electric field, that is QE. So QE is the force which is applied on this block. Now we have to find how much time it will take to move from this position to the time at which it collides with the wall, in which it covers a separation D or displacement D. So we have to find out the time. So we have to use equation S equal ut plus half at square. Initially there is no speed in the block. Speed is when the electric field is switched on. So we have simply S equal half at square, because u is 0. Now how we find the value of A? So A can be find out by using this equation. So A will be QE by M. Now place the value, and the displacement is D, so it will be D equal 1 by 2. A is QE upon M into T square. So we get T equal, that will be 2 M small d divided by QE whole power 1 by 2. So this is the time in which this block moves and collides with the wall. And in this question we have to find the time period of oscillatory motion, means the time for moving towards the wall and comes back to its original position. So the time will be twice of this time. So the total time will be 2 times of this t. So we have 2 times of 2md upon QE whole power 1 by 2. So this is the answer of this question. I hope this question and all the question whatever I have told you is clear to all of you. Now we will discuss a new topic, or we can say we will start the new topic. The topic is electric potential. So keep watching, and I hope these video classes will be very beneficial to all of you. Thank you.